Hey y'all. So I just had some thoughts on the All Star weekend so far. I watched some of the celebrity game and some of the Rising Stars, and then I watched the skills challenge from yesterday and the dunk contest. I was gonna wait to do this until I saw the All Star game, but if I watch the All Star game, I'll do a separate video on that. So one thing, first things first, nobody really watches the celebrity game, and it's pretty par for the course, so I'm just going to kind of skip on that. I kind of got bored of it after the first half of the second quarter. I know they try to add all this stuff to it, but I mean, they aren't NBA players, it's just regular people, and the what's supposed to be interesting about it is just regular people playing basketball, but yeah, it got boring after a little bit. And then the rookie game or the Rising Stars game, it was entertaining, but not enough to keep me interested at 10 o'clock at night. So I didn't watch the whole thing. I watched some of Victor play, but I mean, I don't know what he did after I watched it, but while I was watching it, he was seemed like he was trying a little bit too hard, and all the commentators were just commenting too much on him. So you could kind of tell like they're new because they were just chucking up shots at one point. That's kind of why I got uninterested. They were just chucking up shots because they saw that the game was about to be over, or that quarter's about to be over. They were playing for points per quarter, so they just stopped trying to do like plays or stuff, interesting stuff, and they're just chucking up threes. So I kind of just got over it. But the skills challenge, talk about that. I'm not gonna lie. Some of it was good, well, but most of it was bad. Only half the team seemed interested. They made like an all star team where they had Trey Young. Damn, that's how bad it was. The camera who played. But they had like an all star team, rookie team, and then the Pacers team. Spoiler alert: Pacers team won. But it didn't really seem like they were very interested until the end, when you could kind of tell that Trey Young really wanted to win, but he was like the only person on his team. I think Anthony Edwards was on his team. He seemed like he wanted to win too, but I don't know. Maybe they were in cahoots, but that's the other person was. It was Scotty Barnes, and Scotty Barnes. I don't know what he was doing out there. He wasn't really doing that much. He seemed kind of like an amateur out there until the very end, but that's what it is. That team did shoot the brakes off of the shooting challenge, but the Pacer team won the other two challenges, so that's why they won. And then there was a 3 point contest. 3 point contest was pretty interesting because it was 4-way tie, so that was dope. And then they had to kind of pull something out their ass to keep it going. But they did a really good job. Spoiler alert: Dame won, which is kind of crazy because he hasn't been shooting that well this year. I know he's going through a divorce. Maybe it's the offensive schemes that he just can't get to where he needs to get to, but I don't know. But he showed he can still shoot. He's just not doing it that well during game time. The Steph versus Sabrina joint was pretty dope. It was short, really short. It was only like 5 minutes, but it was dope. It was definitely interesting. Sabrina made it interesting. She shot the shit out that ball. I know she was using the WNBA ball, but she was shooting from the NBA 3 point range. You can kind of tell that she wasn't quite prepared. And what I mean by that is she got tired. That's what like she got tired as she kept going on because she was shooting the brakes off of that shit at the beginning. And then when she started to go around that distance, and her kept having to jump up and try to adjust for that distance, she started to get tired. So her last three racks were kind of not good. And Steph, he started off kind of slow. I don't know if he was doing that to try to make it interesting, but he came back in the last two racks. And the last rack, that's when he won. But all in all, it was actually entertaining. So you got that. But that was the highlight of the night. The dunk contest. boy, oh boy, where the odds start. I don't know if the judges was high, drunk, whatever, but it was trash. Now, I was watching on Max, and they had their own little crew. Some guy, I think it's Adam Lefkoe, I don't really know who that is, and Vince Carter, and then it would bring in some people. But the I didn't hear anything that Kenny Smith or their commentary. I saw that people were complaining about Kenny Smith and what he was saying throughout the whole night. Didn't hear any of that. But the dunk contest was trash. The judges was judging Jaylen Brown. Love Jaylen Brown, by the way. I don't know what they was smoking when they was watching his dunks, but his dunks was basic. And when I mean basic, I mean, and you can go to the Y, you can go to a random court, just random pickup game, and they doing the same dunks. And they were scoring those things 49s and 50s. I'm like, what? That's crazy. The first guy, it was like Jamie Vasquez, I don't know his name. And then they had Obi Toppin's younger brother, and then Mac McClung with Jaylen Brown. I know a couple of the Mac McClung and the other guy, I think Jacob, are G League players. Jacob, he had really good dunks, but his dunks had no power. Same with Jamie. Mac had more power, but he's so short, so it doesn't really seem like his dunks were effortless. You could tell he had to fake a lot of the effortlessness in his dunks because you could tell he was trying. The best dunk of the night did belong to Matt McClung. He missed the first time, but if I remember correctly, somebody was holding the ball over their head. He dunked on them, grabbed the ball, tossed it in the air, and then grabbed it and then dunked it. That was by far the best dunk of the night. And it was, to me, a 50. I don't care if he missed the first time. That was a 50 dunk. But they gave him like a 46, 47. I was like, the hell? That's crazy. That was a creative dunk, one. And two, it was a dunk that was vastly superior in technique and effort and difficulty than anybody else had, because you had to have enough hang time to even do that, and they still scored it low. But they gave Jaylen Brown almost a 50 because he put on a Michael Jackson glove. And what made it even crazier was the audience was booing Jaylen Brown on every dunk he did, and they still wanted to give him a 50 or 49. And the dunk that Matt McClung won off of was almost like a rehash of what he did last year. So to me, I was like, this was kind of dumb. I just want him to win because I didn't like that Jaylen Brown went to the finals and then they gave him such a high scoring dunk. There was clearly an agenda going on, but I don't know. I'm not a part of the NBA. I'm just calling it how I see it. All in all, this year's All-Star Skills Challenge slash weekend so far isn't great. It's not bad, but it's not great. Hopefully the All-Star game does better. There's a lot more moments in the All-Star game, but right now I would give it a 6 out of 10. So we'll see what happens tonight. Hopefully I can watch it. If not, I'll watch the highlights and let y'all know what the highlights are or whatever. So